What's going on with Rishi Sunak?
It's good to be back, Dan. And I have no idea what's going on with this low-tax Tory who wants to increase taxes. It's very, very simple. Cut an I, cut the VAT, excuse me, and save money for people. Let people keep more of the money that they are earning. That's the best way to get out of a cost of living crisis. Not to give rebates, not to find extra public money to spend, but let people keep the money that they are earning themselves. And that's how you drive up the GDP.
I mean, Dawn, it is very interesting, isn't it, that Rishi Sunak keeps insisting to us, we are a low-tax party, we will decrease taxes. I'm sorry, if this isn't the moment, Rishi, then when is the moment?
Well, quite. I mean, you know, how can you be a low-tax party when we're paying the most tax we have for 70 years? I agree with Calvin. Let's increase the amount of money that people can earn before they start paying tax, raise the upper limit, concentrate on taxing big companies who are dodging tax, and we know who they all are in this country. That's the way to drive the economy. We want to get the economy kick-started again. The economy that has been ruined by the last few years, and as you quite rightly say, unnecessary lockdowns. And let's also remember the £11.8 billion have gone missing on COVID fraud. How handy would that be when we're balancing the books, by the way? We need to drive the economy forward. That's the Tory way, and that's the only way to get things going again.
Rebecca Reid, it's interesting that the Tories are taking an almost lefty approach to tax. So you probably love it.
I love it in theory when it works. So in a country like Sweden, where it is incredibly high tax, and I would feel a bit sick when I saw my payslip if I lived there. But, you know, if you have a baby, between you and your partner, you can take 2 years off fully funded to raise it. What I sense we're going to end up with is the same kind of sick feeling from our payslips, but not the ability to take 2 years off to raise a child. Because it's very British, isn't it? It's like we've done about 80% of the good thing, but we didn't finish it, and now it's actually a bad thing. But in theory, I'm a fan of Rishi. I think that his handling of the pandemic was very useful. As a self-employed person, I found I was very reliant on some of the measures that he put in.
You loved the handouts.
I did. I loved the handouts. If I hadn't had the handouts, I think I would have been... I mean, I would have survived, but it would have been a very, very tight period of time. And I think I knew when I took the handout that there would be some consequences to having had the handout. But I also can understand that if you didn't get a handout, you probably are thinking, sorry, why am I paying for that now?
Calvin, this is...
I fell through the gaps. I didn't get any handout whatsoever. Luckily, I was able to carry on working.
Because you hadn't been self-employed long enough, yeah. And I think there were...
And I wasn't alone.
But a lot of self-employed people who live off dividends didn't get any support.
Yeah,
That's
to be fair, the reason that I did well out of it is that I have a relatively honest accountant who's never tried to do anything clever to save me any money on tax. So I did benefit from that as well. If you were doing clever things with your tax, then that was not a good time to be self-employed.